Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. A day that I don't know if it'll live in infamy or not, but it's already December 9th. Can you believe that? It's incredible. Of course, it was a Sunday, the day that did live in infamy, December 7th. And so we didn't really have the chance.
No, we didn't. I was just reading, too, that this is the first time that no survivors have been at the ceremony because there's the ones that are left are all over 100, and they couldn't make it.
Why?
Really sad.
What's the problem?
Apparently, there was some
scheduling
some
conflicts?
Scheduling conflicts. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I saw one post about these sailors who it was unknown that they were trapped in the debris until months later when they recovered their bodies. But they know that they, I think, survived 16 days because they marked off a calendar. Man. So horrific. God bless our heroes, man.
Yeah. As always, thank you for your service. Apparently, that's where Kris is today.
Is he?
He's in Puerto Rico because we've reactivated that base. So that we have a
so he's there.
Yeah.
So do we know if he's there as a civilian or a member of did he re-enlist? What?
No, he's still on call. They can call him up.
I
don't think he's out of the window yet.
Okay. So maybe that's where he is.
I mean, look, when you start setting up bases, you need gate guards.
Right?
Yeah, you do. Right. So that's why Lance is filling in for today, because apparently he's at the base in Puerto Rico.
So this base has been shut down for a while, huh?
20 years.
Wow.
More than 20 years. And all of a sudden, it's back in operation. Huh.
Okay.
As the U.S. builds up our forces in the Caribbean.
The region.
Ahead of the possible military action against Venezuela, of course. That's what everybody's speculating.
Against the narco-terrorists in Venezuela, you mean?
Sure. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I mean.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Getting going, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a cool-looking vehicle.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
So, Naval Station Roosevelt Roads closed in 2004 after having been in operation since 1943. But it's just been reopened and is now one of 5 locations where U.S. forces are operating in Puerto Rico and American territory, of course, strategically positioned north of Venezuela. So, in early September, a source confirmed to CBS News that the U.S. sent 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico for operations targeting drug cartels. But that's not what they've been using to destroy these boats, right? Those are just drones. I mean, we're not, the drug boats are being hit by drones.
As far as I
don't think those are even manned operations, are they?
Right.
So this would be for something a little bit more than that.
I mean, apparently we still have, the Coast Guard are still bringing down some of the narco-terrorist boats as well. Yeah. And I've seen footage of those arrests lately of some of the biggest drug busts that they've had.
Now we've been hearing that those boats, probably none of them were even headed to the United States. I don't know. That's the latest tact the left has taken. You know their intent? Did they call you in advance?
The one clip.
Hey, we're going somewhere else. We're not even coming to the U.S.
Seriously, I don't know if I said it, but the one congressman was with. Well, it could have been luggage.
Luggage.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. You're right. It could have been.
Could be. Could be Christmas presents. They're like Santa Claus of the South delivering Christmas presents to good little children all over the Gulf of America coast. Could that be it? Yeah, I think it could.
Sure.
I think it could.
Sure.
It might be that. And it might be that monkeys are going to fly out my butt. It just doesn't seem likely.
No, it doesn't seem like
right now at this time. So, yesterday the president made an announcement too about something else that's been kind of up and down for us, and you just got to trust the process because he loves them. Talking about the tariffs.
Delighted to announce this afternoon that the United States will be taking a small portion of the hundreds of billions of dollars we receive in tariffs. We are making a lot of money from countries that took advantage of us for years. They took advantage of us like nobody's ever seen. Our deficits are way down because of tariffs. I guess because of the election, because without the election you wouldn't have tariffs. You'd be sitting here losing your shirt. But we're taking in billions. We're really taking in trillions of dollars. If you think about it, Scott, because the real number is, when you think of all the money being poured into the country for
I'm a fan.
New auto plants and all of the other things, AI. So what we're doing is we're taking a relatively small portion of that, and we're going to be giving and providing it to the farmers in economic assistance. And we love our farmers, and as you know, the farmers like me because based on voting trends, you could call it voting trends or anything else, but they're great people. They're the backbone of our country. So we're going to use that money to provide $12 billion in economic assistance to American farmers. $12 billion is a lot of money, Meryl. What do you think? Peanuts for you, though, right? Peanuts. She's a farmer of rice. This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops, and it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
Okay. So there you have it.
All righty.
At least you mentioned somebody who actually is a backbone of the United States of America. Farmers definitely qualify as that.
Absolutely.
But he didn't mention the more important backbone, the Somalis and the Afghans.
Well, they've already gotten their handouts in the form of fraud.
The Qataris. And don't forget the Saudis, because they've all contributed. They're the fabric of this nation.
So how do we feel about that? Are we going to just start, passing out checks to specific Americans as opposed to... Because weren't they floating the idea that every taxpayer, I don't know, under a certain amount was going to get $2,000 checks?
I mean, they're floating that. I don't know if it's happening, but they are floating things.
So now we're doing farmers. All right. So I wonder what industry is going to get propped up next.
I don't know. We'll have to.
I thought we were going to pay off some of this debt we got going,
which would be nice.
We've lost a lot of farms though in the last few years.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Supreme Court does with this, because you start spending this money now, and then the Supreme Court says, nope, not allowed. There's going to be some massive decisions made at the Supreme Court next session.
Yeah, it's big.
Whether it's the tariffs or birthright citizenship.
And President Trump's been talking about the fact that if they rule against the tariffs, I don't even know what we're going to do at that point. What are you going to do?
That's what I'm saying. You might not want to spend this money right now just to be safe.
Like you said, it might be trillions of dollars. He also talked about a soybean deal with China.
Since my successful meeting in South Korea with President Xi, purchases have been made and soybeans are being exported out of the United States to China as we speak. And I say that our soybeans, I told this to President Xi, our soybeans are more nutritious than competitors. Somebody said, is that a Trump statement or is that real? In fact, you know who asked me that question? President Xi asked me that question. He said, really, I had never heard of it. And he was a food purchaser for a long time. But that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's something.
Is that true?
Absolutely, Pat. How dare you? You're doubting the president of the United States of America?
I'm not doubting it. I've never thought of it. I didn't know. Yeah. I did not know.
American soybeans are much more nutritious.
I didn't realize that President Xi was tied to the food industry.
I didn't either.
But I did some research yesterday.
Yeah, that's what he used to do, right?
I didn't realize that, agriculture over there in China. And he spent some time in Iowa. Got
that's famous.
The key to the city there.
Yeah.
Muscatine. I didn't know all that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about his time in Iowa before because it was some...
There was
other things
right?
going on.
Well, what? Hold on a second. You're saying that a communist leader, a high import in China, coming to America.
He wasn't a leader, though, at that time. I mean, he was
high up,
part of their agriculture.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so
whatever,
high up.
But that's when he was here. And everybody loved him, and they were all just buddy-buddy. And that was pre-Biden plateau time.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago. I forget. I think that was...
Oh, wait. Yeah. It was before that. Yeah. That was before they spent 17,000 miles traveling together and hanging out on the Tibetan plateau.
Travel buddy.
Yeah. So then over at the Coven, Whoopi Goldberg had some thoughts on the Trump presidency that you know is going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
I bet it's well-reasoned and well thought out.
Uh-huh.
Here you go.
His personal stuff, I care less.
Check
I
that.
want to know.
You got
what
that?
Are you doing?
You got that?
She,
Okay, that's
she could care less.
She
That's
could.
literally the only reason I sent this clip in.
So she does care. So we're done then? We're done.
We don't have to see anymore.
I didn't realize she could care less because that means she cares to a certain level, and that surprises me.
That does. You wouldn't expect that out of
No,
Whoopi.
you wouldn't. You would expect that she couldn't care any less, but apparently she can.
But you're right, though. That is... We might as well be done with the clip. Because that's the only reason I sent that in. I'm not being completely serious. I don't even know what the hell else she says after this. Do you want to play it until you vomit and see what happens?
Let's see if we can get through any of it.
His personal stuff, I care less.
You care
I
less.
want to know, what are you doing for us?
Yeah.
Now you say
Pause
you
it.
said.
Remember what Kennedy said? Ask not
Well,
what you can do for your country. Ask what your country can do for you.
Right.
And she's obviously living by that.
famous.
What are you going to do for us? That's incredible.
Yep.
It's incredible.
I mean, I guess the answer could be, I'm cutting checks for farmers. What else you want? I mean,
Yeah.
right there on the same day that she's ranting about this.
All right, let's see if we can get through even 5 seconds of it.
The president for everybody. But you haven't been the president for anybody. You've been the president just for you.
Well, the crypto guys, the people in prison.
No,
he's
I don't
pardoning
know.
But even the people he's pardoning,
Yeah.
he's not connected to them. He said he was our president. He's not our president. He's a guy who likes to get butt kissed. That's what he is. I need you to be.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
What in
She
the
has no idea what she's talking about.
Stupid.
Hold on.
As
The
usual.
people he's pardoning, they're not connected to him. What is he doing for us? Wait,
He just pardoned that Democrat lawmaker, and then that guy turned around and said, yeah, I'm running. And now Trump's... I mean...
Yeah, thanks for pardoning me. And you know what? I'm going to run for office as a Democrat.
He didn't do that for himself. Obviously, she is just...
Pathetic, but that's...
She's gross.
They can't find a way to position that in a negative way.
Right.
He just pardoned a Democrat. And so they're grasping at any straw they possibly can to make it a negative.
I will say that the average price for gas has gone down to $2.95 a gallon. That's its national average. That's its...
way less than that here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. But that's the lowest point in... I think 3.5 years or something.
Huh.
But it's now gotten below $2 in Metro Dallas.
Well, I have not seen that. I'm
Yeah.
like $2.19.
Yeah, $1.95 up in Denton at the Buc-ee's reported the other day. So
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
clear up in Denton, or is it the one on the way to Denton, like in Alliance?
I think it's clear up.
No, I think
in
it's
Denton.
clear up in Denton.
Clear up
yeah.
in Denton. Wow.
That's way too long to go for under $2.
You might as well
a
be
gallon.
headed
remember,
to Canada.
we were getting
that's-
reports-
That's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We were getting reports, I don't know, a week or two ago up in Oklahoma. Some people were reporting gas under $2 a gallon. So now it's kind of seeping down here.
Good.
So let's go.
Good, because I mean, it was I've paid. Well, there for a while we talked about it. I paid like $2.40, and then it jumped back up to $2.70, and now it went. And the last time I went, I think it was like $2.40 or $2.39, and then it was $2.19.
Yep.
The other day, I'm like, okay, I like this direction.
But what is this president? What's this president doing for us? Well, he's lowering the price.
to be
of
honest,
gas.
it's still $2.19.
I got it. Thanks, Whoopi.
When's it going to be free? When's it going to be free
Thank you.
to
Thank you.
the American consumer?
Yeah, what is he doing? When are we going to start having gasoline made of soybeans? Okay.
I think in Saudi Arabia they used to offer it for free to their citizens.
That's what we heard.
It was one of the oil-rich countries. I think it was Saudi Arabia.
what we
I don't
heard.
think they do that anymore, but for a while you could get free gas. That's how much they had. That's how much it was. It
didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Just like they can spend trillions and hundreds of trillions of dollars on these new projects they're doing. It's crazy. The Texas Senate race had a little bit of a shake-up yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Colin Allred dropped out.
Oh, did Allred drop out?
And
to make room for
I think
Jasmine?
we know why.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
my gosh.
Yeah, but he's running for the Congress seat now, right?
But did you know that Colin played football? Are you aware of that?
I think he played football
in Texas.
here in Dallas,
yeah,
right?
Dallas for the Cowboys. Yeah. So he sure deserved a Senate seat. He played football in Texas.
But for the good of the country.
They should have mentioned that.
He decided.
They should have mentioned it on its commercials.
He should have.
Yeah. And then he'd still be in the race.
That's why he had to drop out. No one knew who he was.
Nobody knew. The guy played football.
All the man said.
So she's running for the John Cornyn seat. I guess this is the announcement you made? This has got to be expected.
Right now, many people wonder why I jumped in this race so late, and I just want to be clear that this was never my intention. This was never about me.
Oh, right.
I never put myself into any of the polls.
Okay.
Wow. He thinks you doth protest too much.
Listen.
Okay.
My question was, which congressional seat would I be running for? And for Texas 30, I love you.
She loves you.
Does that mean she's done?
I love you, Texas.
Does she have to stop as congressperson to run for Senate? But if she loses...
Okay, I'm going to finish. But the
She
more
may have
I
had to
saw
run
the
again
poll results,
because of
I
the
couldn't
new
ignore the trends,
districting.
which were clear, both as it relates to the primary as well as the general election. I could have played it safe and continued serving in the United States House of Representatives for as long as my constituents would have me.
Right.
But I don't choose to do that. Because Texas, this moment we're in now, is life or death.
Life or death.
Oh, my God.
It's a life or death. So that's why she couldn't wait. Because remember, just a few weeks ago, she was musing, maybe I'll run against Ted Cruz. But now it's life or death. So now she's got to run against John Cornyn.
But she's got to win her Democratic primary first.
Correct. Yep. And there is a congressman running against her.
Yeah, Tillsdale or Tinsdale or something like that.
Yeah, March 3rd. March 3rd is primary.
I mean, odds are she's going to win, no question. But she still
statewide?
has
Does it
to
play
win that.
statewide?
She's still... Oh,
Her
yeah.
shtick?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, maybe with Democrats?
Yeah, in the big cities, probably. All
right.
She's not going to... And she's...
Wait till you see her campaign ad, then you'll want to vote for her.
I can't
So
wait.
then they have the Republican primary, right? So it's right now Cornyn is in office, and he's in office because he's fighting, 99% of the time with Donald Trump, our president. But who we have? There's 2 or 3 people running
Ken
against
Paxton,
him,
and then
right?
You've got Wesley Hunt.
Yeah. So I mean, we could have 2 new people running for Senate.
Right. Yeah,
That'd
I mean,
be
and
awesome.
there could be a runoff.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But it would. It wouldn't be great. As long as Jasmine's a part of it, because it's life and death.
Well, I think, honestly,
She's the person to save us.
She
life or
hates
death,
America so much.
And I
It's
think
just-
that you don't have to sit there and try to make a decision as a conservative which Republican you're going to vote for because you'll probably see her ad and you'll want to cross over and vote for her because you got to see this. This is powerful, bro.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Really?
That's not a real commercial from her.
What do you mean? How what are you saying? That's
That
not
is
accurate?
Not a real commercial.
Okay.
From her. It's funny. There's no way that's from her. She doesn't have the guts to run an ad like that.
I beg to differ, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look into it.
No, it's on. I mean, she tweeted it out her damn self 13 hours ago.
Wow.
Incredible.
Let me just make sure
okay.
Hold on. No,
Jasmine.
to your point, Jeffy. Let me make sure that this that the audio is
for
the
her.
same. Hang on.
If she's doing that, that's one of the worst political ads of all time.
Yep.
That's pathetic.
Is the audio the same?
Hang on. My mouse is not cooperating. Hang on.
Well, you're looking for that.
Yeah.
All right. Jeez. This Christmas, you got an opportunity to share a gift with a mother and her baby. Imagine a young woman facing an unplanned pregnancy, feeling alone and unsure of what to do next. You know what Andrea Bocelli, Steph Curry, Celine Dion, and even our very own Steve Dace have in common? Unplanned. Maybe you were unplanned. I have no doubt that you know someone who is unplanned. God's plan of redemption often works within the unplanned. When a woman is struggling to make a life-altering decision, Preborn Network Clinics is there. Every mother Preborn serves faces a moment of decision when she sees her baby's ultrasound. And in that sacred moment, she has the opportunity to say yes. And once she does, then Preborn goes into action to help her raise that baby and supply food and clothing and diapers and all those things that she's going to need for up to the next 2 years. Preborn's mission is to help her find the courage, faith, and support to do so. This Christmas, for just $28, you can help save a life that could change the world, a life that is really important. And thanks to a special matching grant right now, your gift is doubled. So to donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or just go to preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so it is absolutely real, and that's the actual audio from it.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
She is
incredible.
We missed. I think she had a rapper show up at her announcement yesterday. I mean, I'm sure it was a tremendous event.
There's a reason why she's doing this, and I think it's the redistricting is part of it. But I think she thinks, and it's evidenced by how much she loves herself based on her own ad there. I think she thinks that Democrats. She wants to be in on a blue wave coming up. I think she's pretty optimistic for Democrat chances. That being said, when you hear stuff like this tax plan, oof.
Is it her tax plan?
Well, no. Sounds like she might be adopting a certain tax plan. Once this message, though, goes statewide, Jeffy, she'll play outside of District 30, and this will definitely get more voters.
Yeah, okay.
Just this past week, I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know if that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket. Yeah. But at the same time,
Tell me.
It may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously, then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's like, how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's like, if you do the no tax thing, for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really exactly.
They may want those taxes like they got
exactly.
Oh, she admits that they're not paying taxes in the first place. I caught that there.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, but
she
can you
did say
imagine?
she'd have to
It's going to bring us together, though.
She had to think about it. She saw it from a celebrity.
Yeah, Terrence Williams, I think, said that.
That
was from a while
she couldn't
back,
remember. She just said it was. I just know it was a celebrity.
No, I had to look that up. So,
I mean, if you saw something that moved you to think about like that, I think you'd remember who it was.
Well, she's a low IQ person, so maybe her memory's
she told
not
us that in
either.
her ad.
Yeah, she did.
Doofus.
Wouldn't that be great if blacks just don't have to pay taxes anymore? That's really fair.
I'm a fan.
That's good.
To be honest, because
I
identify as black. Don't you?
I am an African American,
and that's what you would have to decide. What percentage? How much African American do you have to have in you? Do you have to be from Africa and now in America to do it? Do you have to trace your ancestry back to the slave trade? No. I mean, amazing. It's a whole reparations thing that you got to delve into every single time it comes up.
Yep.
Now, so wait a minute. That's a good point there, Lance. Elon Musk, now a resident of the state of Texas,
He's African American.
African American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should make sure that he doesn't have to pay any income tax whatsoever.
Yep. People like Charlize Theron, she's from South Africa. So she's African American. Do they get to skip taxes too?
Sure.
Okay. Well, good.
Smart move on Elon, though, moving to Texas where he doesn't have to pay a state income tax, right? So I wonder how much he saved by moving from California to Texas.
Oh, hundreds of millions,
right.
probably.
I mean,
yeah, just unbelievable amounts of money.
So, okay, do we think, knowing nothing about who's running against her on the Democrat side, do you think the Democrat Party will nominate her to be their senator? What do you think? I think it's going to play
she's the only one, they will.
No, but if it's her versus multiple Democrats, we know at least of one guy, knowing nothing about.
Yeah, she's running them all. She's running them all off.
You think so?
She's the anointed one.
You don't think Colin Allred is the first of many to step aside? Let's see.
There's only one person.
Is it just the one guy for sure?
I think so.
Oh,
and Colin's is going to run for the new district for Congress, and Jasmine ran him off.
Okay.
So I mean, she's the anointed one.
Okay. Well,
she'll raise all. I mean,
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a nightmare, but she's going to raise a lot of money.
And she's going to lose. So,
right,
we might be rid of her from office.
Wow, he's a state rep, the one Democrat still standing, James Tallarico.
Yeah, he said he's. I doubt she can run him off because she just doesn't care.
Oh, he's white. He's done.
Yeah. It's amazing that she believes that she can win that race.
I know.
There's just no way. She's not winning that race. She's not.
Texas is not going to elect her as a senator?
Nope.
No,
she's not winning a statewide race.
No,
there's no way that's going to happen. So, relax, Jasmine.
Okay.
You're not going to be the next U.S. senator from Texas.
Low IQ or no low IQ, you're not winning.
She's not. There's just no way. Also, on the immigration front, the Trump administration continues operations nationwide. Those hateful, xenophobic operations.
Oh, no.
And the other day in Minnesota, Somalis were being detained and deported.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hate to see it.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
You guys cannot do that. That's illegal.
I love the honking that accompanies all these videos.
Call 911. Call 911. They're doing kidnapping.
Oh, jeez.
That's illegal. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I will note that CNN reported a story from Cal Berkeley that says that 75,000 illegals detained by ICE have no U.S. criminal record. I'm sorry. I'll say it again. 75,000 illegals detained by ICE have no criminal record.
We immediately bypass that every time.
Let's see. ICE has detained 82 truck drivers in the state of Alabama alone since October. 12 of those detained did not have a license of any kind.
That's great.
This is what I voted for.
So dangerous. I mean, look at what we've seen recently with these truck drivers. And we're just supposed to leave them alone? All of them? It's illegal to enforce the law now. Huh. That's weird.
How are they getting hired for these jobs?
Interesting, right?
I honestly don't know.
These companies need to be held to account for that stuff.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah.
I mean, I get having the company falsifying or just rubber stamping the CDL license and then you go ahead and get a job through a company, but no license at all?
Crazy.
How are you working?
Fox News had a report on Governor J.B. Pritzker and how he's handling illegal immigration issues in Illinois.
Your report now on sanctuary policies in the state of Illinois. Immigration and Customs Enforcement saying that Governor Pritzker has overseen the release of more than 1,700 dangerous criminal illegal aliens since the 20th of January, including murderers, pedophiles, and kidnappers, sending them back into neighborhoods and putting American lives at risk. It is turnstile justice, and there's more of that coming up.
Gross.
Really amazing. It's hard to believe.
These people hate this country.
Trump administration needs to hammer statistics like that.
Yes.
And show how these Democrats are fighting against America as hard as they possibly can. Wow. All right, we'll get a look at the Fat Five with Jeffy coming up here in a minute.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Where domestication syndrome thought criminal tweets, the Territorian has returned to the territory?
Yeah.
Indeed. We think. We're not positive on that.
Look,
but he's not here today. We know that.
We just know that ICE showed up here just after the show yesterday. And then poof. I don't know.
From Lone Wolf 2965. Good to know that when there are gates that need guarding, Cruz will be there.
He's on it, baby.
Yeah. Gives you that peaceful, easy feeling.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it? Jimmy Dimples tweets, the check's in the mail. I never had sex with that woman. I lost my guns in a boating accident, and now this was never my intention to run for office.
Okay, Jess.
Some of the great
I didn't want
lies.
To, the people calling me out.
Swamp Pirate, we can all laugh, but if there aren't massive changes for the American people during this Trump administration, one of these Crockett-type clowns are actually going to run and win the White House.
Maybe she's doing that. She thinks there's more clout as a senator. I hope she falls flat on her face. That's all I want.
Yeah. And she's not going to win.
Right.
If she wins,
you say it so definitively.
She's not going to win.
Okay. She's not going to win. There's no way,
no way she wins.
Possible way that Jasmine Crockett is going to win the Senate seat. One of two
from the
Senate
state
seats
of Texas.
in the state of Texas. That just isn't going to happen.
I think she'd have she's so crazy. She'd have a tough time in California.
Right. It just isn't going to happen, which is surprising me that she should have just run for the new redistrict. And
the Republicans better choose carefully.
She could be a congressperson
forever.
from Texas forever.
Yeah. Republicans better choose carefully in their primary.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of important.
2 of the 3 candidates from where I sit have issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're not Jasmine Crockett.
They're not Jasmine Crockett, but you got to get people to the polls. And if you've got people saying, well, this guy sucks for this reason and this guy sucks for this reason, I mean, half of the Republican vote might not en masse stay home, but definitely think twice. Wesley Hunt, y'all.
Well, I mean, John Cornyn is the one then.
Well, he
That's
votes
what I'm
with
saying.
Donald Trump
That's what I'm saying.
99% of the time.
Okay, if Cornyn wins the nomination, are people going to eagerly run out and vote for Mr. Rhino? If Paxton wins the nomination, there are things that are in his closet that the Democrats will absolutely seek to exploit in a general election. Wesley Hunt.
And that's just not going to happen.
Okay.
Wesley? Yeah, he's within striking distance.
Sure, okay.
That's not that bad.
Sure, okay.
All right, let's get the Fat Five now from Jeff.
Sure. Who doesn't want to smell like a croissant? Lidl
Never thought of that.
launched the Eau de Croissant, the limited edition perfume.
Oh, no.
Inspired by its flaky croissants.
That's fun.
And this is their launching video.
Okay.
So I didn't think I'd be saying this, but Lidl made a croissant perfume that actually makes me feel like a snack. It's warm, buttery, sweet, like the bakery was bottled in the most adorable way. I mean, look at her. So cute. Come on. It's a croissant-shaped, croissant-scented perfume. The kind that leaves you literally hungry for more. So if you want to smell like this and this, Eau de Croissant is for you.
I don't want to smell
Now, you
like
can't
that.
buy it.
You can't?
You can't buy it.
Why?
You can enter to win it via Lidl US on Instagram through the 18th of this month. So good luck.
Wow. What a special opportunity.
And for you, yeah.
Man.
It is.
You could smell like a croissant.
That's right.
That's great.
Yummy, yummy.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, I have no idea what it smells like. So, it might be good.
Mm-hmm. Well, it smells like a croissant. You know what a croissant smells like. Don't you?
I do.
Okay.
Wait, you're asking Jeff if he knows what a food product smells like.
It might be too bougie for him. It is
that's
French.
true.
No,
you do like
depending on what I get doctored up with. Yeah,
butter.
A lot of them. I'm a big fan of that.
Inside.
Yeah. See, sometimes though don't get me started.
Okay.
Let me in. Warning. Officials in California are urging people not to forage for wild mushrooms after a rise in poisoning cases caused at least one death. The California Poison Control System, love them, has identified 21 cases of amoxicillin poisoning. It's a cluster in Northern California, likely resulting from death cap mushrooms. Now, death cap mushrooms can easily be mistaken for safe edible mushrooms because of the similar taste, smell, and appearance. But they are not. The confirmed cases happened between mid-November and early this month, which is the rainy season in the region that creates ideal conditions. I don't have to tell you this, Pat. You go foraging for mushrooms all the time. Ideal conditions for mushrooms and the deadly variety to grow, mostly near oaks and hardwood trees, according to the California Department of Public Health, or you call them the CDPH. Though the cases are mostly in Monterey and San Francisco Bay Area of Northern California, the risk is statewide. Death cap mushrooms contain potentially deadly toxins that can lead to liver failure. Because the death cap can easily be mistaken for edible safe mushrooms, don't forage for any of the mushrooms during the season. They are never safe to eat, even if it's boiled, dried, frozen, or cooked. Eating the deadly mushroom can cause watery diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, dehydration within 6 to 24 hours, and although the symptoms may initially wane, severe or fatal liver damage can still occur up to 8 days later.
Sheesh.
So according to Dr. Edward Moreno from the County of Monterey Health Officers, only people with extensive training and experience should eat wild mushrooms that they have picked themselves.
Okay.
So
good safety.
Don't do it.
Don't forage
Don't
as much
do
as
it.
you're tempted to.
Are they foraging? Is this for the psychedelic mushrooms, or is it just people looking for
fresh
mushrooms
too?
mushrooms?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both, really. But I mean, it's that time. It's raining season, mushroom time, and you can't tell the difference.
Nobody supports mushrooms less than Pat Gray and Pat Gray Unleashed.
Could you care less?
Hate them. I could care less. No, I
No?
couldn't. I couldn't
That's what I'm
care
saying,
less
yeah.
about mushrooms.
Okay.
I hate them. They're slimy and nasty. Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of like them sometimes.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, most people probably do. I just have the palate of a 4-year-old. So
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but then I love the stems and pieces, but then you read about what's actually in the stems and pieces, and
and is it bad? Really?
Oh no!
they allow a lot of things. You don't want to know what goes on in the kitchen.
Wow.
They allow a lot of things to get through.
Wow.
So don't forage for those wild mushrooms, though. Don't forage. Just eat the ones in the cans and don't worry about it. Okay, move on.
All right.
The Golden Globes announced the new nominations yesterday, often referred to as the Hollywood Party of the Year. Is it? It's the largest award show in the world to celebrate the best film, television, and now podcasting. Dick Clark Productions plans to host and produce the 83rd annual Golden Globes. Nikki Glaser going to host it again for the second year in a row. The nominees for the Golden Globes 28 categories have been announced. Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another dominated with 9 nominations, including Best Motion Picture, Comedy, or Musical. And in the TV categories, HBO's The White Lotus led with 6 nominations. The Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good, Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue, Chase Infinity, One Battle After Another, Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Anne Lee, Emma Stone, Bugonia. Seen any of those?
Nope.
Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, George Clooney, Jay Kelly, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Lee Bung-hung, No Other Choice, Jesse Plemons, Bugonia. Unfortunately, we are not nominated, and those are the Best Male Actors. Seen any of those?
Nope.
And then I got some sad news for you.
Oh, no,
okay.
what? No, don't do this.
We were not nominated for Best Podcast.
Oh, wow.
I don't like it.
Who is?
I don't like it. So the nominees are Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard.
Oh.
Call Her Daddy.
Come on.
Good Hang with Amy Poehler. The Mel Robbins Podcast. Smartless. And Up First from NPR.
Good. I'm glad we
Congratulations.
were nominated with that group.
Congratulations.
Jeez. That would be insulting.
Congratulations to all the nominees.
Oh, it's an honor just to be nominated.
Of the 25 more categories of tremendous performances. You'll be able to see it Sunday, January 11th on CBS and Paramount Plus. Starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hey, those of us that would like to clear photos from space may not get them. NASA researchers warn that a growing number of satellites in low Earth orbit could ruin up to 96% of images from telescopes and observatories. Sunlight reflected off satellites can create bright streaks that obscure images like this. This image apparently captures the streak of an Earth orbiting artificial satellite crossing Hubble's field of view during an observation of the interacting galaxies, the mice. Researchers say that that risk should be factored into future satellite planning. Yeah, okay. Noting that low Earth orbit satellites already increased from roughly 2,000, we've talked about this before, in 2019, to we have about 15,000 orbiting the Earth right now.
Wow.
And there's more coming.
Yeah, it's going to be like 40, 50, 60,000 pretty soon.
There's a lot more coming.
Yeah.
That's your Chewing the Fat 5. Now's a good time to subscribe to Pat Gray Unleashed and Blaze TV. Go to blazetv.com/Pat. Get yourself $20 off an annual subscription right now. blazetv.com/Pat.
Also, this message is sponsored by Raycon. If you're looking for a holiday gift, I've been using Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds, and really, these are so good. And right now, they're up to 20% off for the holidays. So definitely get them right now while you can. These fit in your ears, and I love that because I've always had the problem with the earbuds that they just fall out, and you're continually trying to jam back in your ear again. But they come with a whole bunch of different, the gel tips, so that they fit various ear hole sizes. And apart from that, the quality is phenomenal. They're just as good, if not better, than the ones you'll pay double this price for. So these sit just outside your ear canal, so you can get clear sound, but you can hear what's happening around you, too, which is nice. They're light, and the ear hook part rotates, so they stay in. Raycon has over 3 million customers, and the sound quality, again, it's just as good as the more expensive brands.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too. They're just fantastic for whatever. If you're laying there next to your wife or husband in bed and you want to listen to something and they don't, it's so perfect.
I have and I love the dual listening, so I can have them hooked up to my phone and my laptop at the same time and go back and forth.
That is awesome too.
Love it.
That's right. That's a great feature. They're half the price because they're not paying for celebrity endorsements like the other guys and all that retail markup stuff. So if you don't like them for whatever reason, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's no risk here. The Essential Open Earbuds are here for the holidays, and they're selling fast. Raycon audio products are up to 20% off this holiday season. So go to buyraycon.com/gray. Open to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas because great gifts shouldn't show up late. So go again to buyraycon.com/gray.
Yes. Pat Gray continues.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
We're coming back.
We're not done yet.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. I mean, we can talk a little football if you'd like. I mean, the Heisman Trophy candidates were announced yesterday.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, so you get
Bear Buckmeyer, BYU quarterback. Let's see
who's on the list there.
Is he there?
No,
no,
he's not. Wow. No, darn, no, he's not. So congratulations.
So these are the guys.
These
Jeremiah
are the guys.
Love.
And he's like third or fourth in the top running back yardage in America.
Jeremiah Love is?
Yeah.
Really?
I know he's had a great year, but I mean,
did your guy from Missouri, did he lead the nation?
He's second.
Okay.
So the guy from Jacksonville State, I think, is number one.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
Are they even FBS? I don't think so. All right, put him back up, if you would.
Yeah, State is.
So we got Jeremiah Love, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, Diego Pavia. He's the guy
Mendoza.
And Julian Sayin. So
I mean, really, it's between Mendoza and Pavia, right?
I think Sayin might be in there too. I don't know. We'll see.
Not after losing this last week.
Oh, yeah, that makes a difference.
Mendoza's MVP of the Big Ten championship now.
Yeah, right. That's true.
So
interesting
tough
year.
Takeaway. I know.
Interesting year.
That's maybe why they I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it. Really, Pavia is the guy, right? I mean, he turned Vanderbilt around. He made Matt Vanderbilt a destination.
Yeah. At least for now. We'll see if that lasts.
Right. They're 10-2 because of him.
Mm-hmm.
They claim recruiting as well. The coach is taking the high road by not making the playoffs, saying we weren't good enough. Personally, I've never liked Vanderbilt, so if they go down after he leaves, oh well.
Yeah.
What a shame that is.
Yeah. Notre Dame is the one that's they're pissed. I mean, they don't have a right to be as pissed as BYU does, but they are pissed. And they were passed over by Miami. So BYU's got a better record than them, too.
Right. And Miami's, that's, you say, well, that's ACC. Well, then why don't you have the ACC champs in here?
Right. But
whole thing.
Cougars have the better record, the better SOS, the strength of schedule, the tougher conference, the better losses, the more ranked wins, the better strength of record. BYU made the conference championship. Miami didn't. So maybe Miami deserved inclusion over Notre Dame, but they certainly didn't over BYU, and they got in anyway. So the system sucks.
Absolutely.
And I wish they'd fix it, but they won't. I mean, they'll eventually move it to 16, and then you'll still have the same problem.
I heard someone
18,
talk
19.
about that, and maybe we just need to go back to 4 and be done. When you look at that bracket, the 4 teams that are waiting to play, let them play each other and be
like
done.
Grinch said. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Play your way in.
Yeah. Well, no, he's talking about the other teams too, not having that time off.
Right. If we just had the old, not the old system, but the
this
old
bracket
system
here,
with just the 4, you would just have
Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, and Ohio State.
Who would argue with that?
And the rest
if
of
that
them
were the only 4.
And then the rest of them play in the big bowl games, just like it used to be.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't tell me that James Madison and Tulane belong.
No way.
They don't.
They just don't.
They don't.
They had great seasons. They had great seasons, but they just
what
don't.
they do. They're cute and it's fun, but they don't belong.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
So passengers at Ronald Reagan Airport yesterday were given an unexpected surprise when fitness buff, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. got into a pull-up contest with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy while they were, I guess, talking about $1 billion investment. Before testing their strength, the 2 cabinet secretaries were touting $1 billion investment to make airports across the country more family-friendly, conducive to good health, and better for breastfeeding. How many of us have been clamoring for that? At the airport, I want it to be more conducive to breastfeeding.
This is a nation that has a lot of money to throw around despite our trillions upon trillions in debt.
Kidding.
But they're talking about putting playgrounds in airports and stuff, which young parents would absolutely love.
They've been really pushing to make airports a destination now. And
a destination?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So they're making you go there and then you have dinner, you party, you do whatever you need to do.
Who wants to go to the airport?
I want to get out of the airport
and go to dinner at the airport.
I mean, you're a captive audience. You want to talk about price gouging?
That's what they want.
If you want to make a case about price gouging,
well, some airports
airports
have loosened those restrictions up. To let those crowds in.
Here, you'd have to pay, I don't know, $40 of parking to go to a restaurant at the airport.
A destination.
But if you're waiting for a plane, like if you're
waiting for a plane,
you go to the airport, you pass security, and you're waiting for a plane, and you see the pull-up bar. and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to do some pull-ups.
Who's going to do that? Nobody's going to do that.
I'm not loosen
doing
up.
that.
I need to loosen up a little bit. It's just like, how many times, Pat, let's say you're driving around, just some afternoon, you're like, you know what, we just need to go for a drive. And you go by a park, and you see a park with all those exercise routes.
You're going to sit on the equipment. You're not going to
immediately stop. You immediately stop and run through
Race
the exercise.
for the monkey bars?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, you might want to sit there while you make a phone call, but you're not going to be doing the exercises.
You're going to jump up there in front of everybody in the terminal and start doing pull-ups. So it's embarrassing. I'm not doing that. Is anybody doing that?
I mean, well,
come on.
So here's what's happening.
And their kids.
Here's what I guarantee you is happening. I was looking this up now. Long delays, which are 4 hours or more, I'm sorry, 3 hours or more, are 4 times more common today than 30 years ago. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the airport with nothing to do because we can't get on time anymore.
And no one wants to leave and come back through security, so they're there.
Yep.
And like you said, you're stuck there. So, why not do a pull-up or two?
Because I don't want to.
You first. Okay, so yesterday they were what? They were hanging out with the monkey bars or something?
They've got the pull-up bar there.
Okay.
Here's RFK.
I mean, your boy RFK knocks him out.
That is a 71-year-old man.
What does he get to 20 here?
20. I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he knocks out 20.
He knocks out 20.
Wow.
Now, Sean Duffy, who will be coming up here shortly, knocked out 10.
That's pretty
Sean
good.
Duffy's daughter knocked out 13.
Wow.
But the fitness guru, who is in the picture here somewhere,
he's cheering him
Dr.
on.
Paul Saladino,
he's cheering him
he
on.
got 21. So he won. He beat RFK.
It's not about the amount. It's about just doing it.
He's sweating too. He's
working, getting your body
There
worked
you
up a little bit, getting the blood flowing.
All right.
how
Secretary
important
Duffy,
exercise
look at
is.
him loosening his tie.
If you're a content creator, that's one thing.
Okay.
Health and Human Services is like this is what they do. Like they just
This is what they do.
Yeah, he's already laying the groundwork of excuses here.
And he's considerably younger. What is he, 50?
Yeah, I don't know.
So here he goes.
So that's a big question, smelly. So we talked about that. I don't
54,
really have a full
It's
body
okay.
sweat
Listen.
going on, so you stink. But if you do, do a few pull-ups, get your blood
Sure.
flowing.
There you go.
I'm not going to.
There you go. You don't have to work up a big sweat. You just get your blood flowing a little bit.
People are usually moving through this.
Microbursts. Listen to Mr. Exercise Guy here.
Some other options. Even micro workouts are
Thank you.
for humans.
That's how you stay spelled?
Absolutely.
Microbursts?
Yeah, the little
Totally
microburst.
interrupt the inflammatory process. I think the goal
Go easy.
Is that like a fitness guy?
Yeah.
3 to 5,
Okay.
10, 15-minute workout.
All right, just let's see Duffy do this.
I know.
Go.
See Duffy.
Get up there. Come on.
Very positive mental impacts with less than
Shut up.
15 minutes.
Let's go. Do the pull-ups.
I wish they had Elvis involved in this.
All right.
I was taking his shoes off.
All right.
Taking his shoes off. He's serious. He's like, I'd much rather be doing pull-ups than talking about government shutdowns and airline delays.
3.
Okay.
I will say he's getting his chin over the bar more than RFK.
He sure
Yeah.
is. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on.
6, 7.
Yeah, he's doing the full pull-up.
He is. Yeah. He's doing the real ones.
Your boy RFK cheated a little bit.
Not the first time.
Come on.
There you go.
There
Knocked
you
it
go.
out.
Way to go, Sean.
And then his
That
daughter
was
steps up, which
incredible.
is not. I don't think is in this video, but his daughter stepped up and knocked 10 out.
Yeah.
Or, you said 13.
13 for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck at the airport with your pull-ups.
So,
'Cause,
Why do we have Rachel?
Oh,
Levine
we
on?
put Rachel up there. Oh, that's because
how many can she do?
Yeah, right. Speaking of HHS, yesterday I mentioned this. Well, here's the visual proof of Richard Levine's nameplate there at HHS on the wall.
That's BS.
So that's the nameplate.
That
there.
truly is.
What do you mean?
That is.
What evidence do you
That's
need? Do the next
completely
picture.
BS.
Do
That
the
is
next picture.
not
If you
her
recall,
name.
back during the
As I
COVID
recall,
thing,
that's not her name.
So there is Mr. Levine, far left there.
Yeah.
Well, not far left. That's Tom Wolf. Okay, so I mean, you can see how
her.
women
She's lovely.
stand with
Yeah,
the,
I got
with the
it.
feet
I
together.
know the whole thing,
And,
but her name is Rachel.
Okay, I got it. That we appreciate your input,
And I'm
but
so
the
glad
evidence
you're
shows.
indignant on her behalf. So that's great.
So,
That's great.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously the wide stance
Yeah.
for the guys there. Jeffy is so upset right now. Defending.
I mean, there's so many more things that they could do, and they're just being mean and petty over this name.
How dare you?
I'm not. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to play in their little make-believe world. And then, of course, the taxpayers are expected to bend over there at HHS and put the nameplate up there.
Yeah, for all this time.
Yeah.
It's gone by Rachel Levine, Dr. Rachel Levine, Admiral Rachel Levine, whatever the hell her title was.
Yep.
Fully
You better
transitioned.
get
Fully
it right.
transitioned.
Get it right, though.
Fully transitioned.
Right.
It's Rachel. Why would you?
Including
it's just,
chromosomes?
It's just stupid.
Again,
You think
I
we
asked
have
the question
other
again.
issues that we should?
There's plenty of other issues
solve,
to deal with.
And then when you get all them solved, then you do the nameplate or no nameplate at all.
No, that.
I'm just asking, like, is it a priority at all, or no?
If the priority is to have the person's picture on the wall as history of who served, then the priority should be the name that they served under.
Gotcha.
Stupid.
How many pull-ups can you do, though?
It's stupid. I'm not waiting for a plane right now, so I don't have to worry about it.
That's the only reason?
Yeah, I'm not doing it right now. It's not time for my microburst.
But that actually, that is a good point. Yeah. What was their name, their official legal name while they served?
I mean,
because you don't
wouldn't
go
have
back
done
and change Bruce Jenner's record book, right?
No,
you
you
wouldn't
don't.
put Caitlyn Jenner in the Olympic records.
No.
So
it
yeah, I
wasn't
mean, if
Caitlyn Jenner who
that
did it.
argument applies to '76, when he was a dude, then
It's a
fair.
government building. It just seems petty.
You know what? A little bit.
Yeah.
But
you're okay with it.
Jeffy wins.
Because
It's
Rachel Levine is a dude.
No.
What about the chromosomes?
It's not a big priority in my life.
I will say this.
So.
You are correct. But it is entertaining to see an administration actually do something like this.
Yes.
I'll say.
Yes. And this is what he does. Because he's a fun guy.
Who do you think came up with that? Because Robert Kennedy didn't say, we need to change it to Richard.
Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump came up
He
with
probably
Had to be
picked up the
Trump.
one and
That
said
had to
it.
be.
Oh, it's Richard.
Yeah. Meanwhile, First Lady Melania Trump was at a Toys for Tots event yesterday.
Yeah, when you're watching this, I want you to think in the back of your mind, as she is upholding our traditions and our values, you can just think of it's 180 degrees from Michelle in that role.
For sure.
Today, we are here for one of the most beloved traditions of the holiday season, Toys for Tots, led by United States Marine Corps Reserve.
That's a big deal.
For more than
They do a lot of
75
good, man.
years,
They do it for a
Marines
long
and
time.
volunteers across America
I heard it was more than
collect
75
and
years.
delivered new toys to children who
Is
need
that
a
right?
little extra joy during Christmas, all wrapped with love and great care.
That's great. Okay.
Look at this. That's beautiful.
Picking up kids, hobnobbing with people.
Santa was there. Look at that. He comes over.
High-fiving people. Yeah. That's really cool.
Is a first lady.
Yeah, right.
That is awesome.
That's right. She's great.
Did you see?
She gets no credit, but she's
no,
great.
she doesn't. There was another video of her the other day at a Christmas reading at the White House where the kids were coming up to her, and it was
that's cool.
It was pretty incredible.
She reading like Christmas stories or something?
Yeah, she read it. And I think other people did too as well. But when she was finished, they showed this one little girl run up to her, and it's pretty amazing.
How many drag queens were reading stories to the kids?
I don't think
any. None?
I don't think any.
Oh, wow. Weird.
No.
Weird. And it was a reading event with kids without drag queens? I didn't know you could do that.
Doesn't sound inclusive at all.
It doesn't sound inclusive at all.
Oh, man. In Indiana, State Rep Andrew Ireland went on CNN to discuss the fight in that state over adding Republican-leaning districts to their map. I mean, this battle is going on all over the country.
Yeah, they had one guy. I don't know which one this was in particular, and I don't know how he's going to end up voting because this comes down on Thursday, I think. But there was one Republican lawmaker who was threatening not doing the maps because Trump used the word retard, I think, to describe Tim Walz. I think I saw that. I mean, that's what you're basing your vote on redistricting?
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, who's the retard?
Representative, thank you so much for being with us. First off, can you tell us why you support redistricting?
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, this is really a federal issue, and it's a response to what's going on in other states. You look at states like California recently, but Even before that, our own neighbor, Illinois, one of the most brutally gerrymandered states in the country, and it was done with the intention of taking Republicans off of the map. So Indiana is stepping up and responding and saying that, we're going to play the game by the rules the Democrats have set, and that we're going to help level the national playing field by redistricting. And that's exactly what we're doing now.
So there are, in the State House, differing opinions among Republicans about whether this should go in the way that you think it should. Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray is saying that there are not enough votes to pass the new maps, even though, obviously, as I outlined, there is this Republican supermajority. Do you think there's enough votes?
Well, I'll say that, in the House, we overwhelmingly supported it. We passed it with something like 80% of our caucus supporting it. I would be surprised, honestly, at the end of the day, if this gets to the floor on Thursday in the Indiana Senate, that you don't see a majority of the caucus supporting it and pushing it over the finish line. I think you need 26. There are 40 Republicans in the Indiana Senate. My guess is we're going to get to 26.
Your Republican colleagues in the state Senate, who at this point are not on board with redistricting, are facing threats of getting primaried from the president, from his allies. How are you seeing the pressure that they're getting?
At the end of the day.
Well, listen, I've certainly seen some of that. Certainly there's been a lot of pressure from the other side, too. I mean, at the end of the day, I think this is the right choice for Indiana. I hope my colleagues wake up to that, too. Again, I think we have an opportunity here to help level the national playing field and to make up for things that have been going on, not just over this summer or this fall, but for many years now that have really disadvantaged Republicans. And we have an obligation to help level that national playing field. This is one tool to do it.
Right. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
One more question, Andrew. At the end of the day.
I'm going to try to bring in a new phrase. At the end of the week.
At the end of the week?
At the end of the week.
No, stick with the end of the day. Oldie but a goodie. Oldie but a goodie. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the month? What about the end of the month? How come nobody talks about that? Or the end of the year? That's a really... that's a much bigger final point, right? Because then you're looking forward to the new year.
It doesn't sound as busy or hardworking.
Let me say this, Pat.
At the end of the day, sounds like you're still continuing to work.
I see.
Okay.
End of the year sounds like,
let me say
what are you doing until then?
At the end of the day, 40% of voters in New England states are Republican. But at the end of the day, they have zero representation in the House of Representatives. And that's BS.
It is.
So...
It is.
At the end of the day, we need to redraw these maps. Okay?
At least at the end of the decade, I would think. What if we did it by the end of the century? What if we do that?
Yeah. Again, doesn't sound like...
It's not immediate enough, is it? Okay, maybe that won't work.
I think it's more pressing than that. Okay. I need to get on this.
All right, darn it. I was trying. All right, Beam. Let me tell you about Beam. They are proudly founded in America. They're run by people who share our values, too. Hard work, integrity, and delivering results. It's a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown at the end of the day to improve sleep. So at the end of the day, you can actually get to sleep. And that's the whole point, right? It's made, too, with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients. There's not drugs involved here that you become, dependent upon. Reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. So if you've been waiting for the right time to try Dream, this is it. Beam has improved over 28 million nights of sleep for people across the country. So, before the end of the day, go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat. Take advantage of my exclusive offer for up to 40% off during Beam's Dream Powder sale. So, with my discount code, Pat, you can get their best-selling Dream Powder for just $39. So really, think about it. How much would you pay for a truly great night of sleep at the end of the day? With my discount, it's just $1.25 per night. So go to ShopBeam, shop BEAM, shopbeam.com/Pat today.
Follow Pat on X at Pat Unleashed. Pat Gray Unleashed returns right after this.
Welcome to it. Making the apocalypse fun for you. I got this tweet from Tamara B. airports need a parkour course. Because that's basically what I do when I'm late for my connecting flight. You should see me running and jumping over obstacles in my way. That's just like OJ in the airport when he was going to his
Hertz
rental
car.
car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that? Those are good times.
That's what we need. Maybe we get some shuffleboard in the airports.
Yeah, what about a tennis court or a pickleball court?
Pickleball court at the airport.
We play some pickleball in between.
That'll be great because people don't fight at the airports now. Maybe they get upset over a pickleball game. Just start attacking people with pickleball paddles.
I can't wait to see how many people are doing pull-ups at the airport soon.
Come on.
Soon on my next flight.
That thing's going to collect dust.
No kidding.
Oh, come
Not
on
a
now.
single person.
Here's what you do. You just make sure that if you want people to use your pull-up bar, then just put little charger out ports in the sides of it.
The fitness doofuses will all do it.
You think so? No, I don't think they want to do that in front of
before
everybody.
they get to the airport.
And you get all sweaty before your flight? Who wants that?
Yeah, they've got to. Those people are on their way to hotels that they specifically made sure had a gym in them. They're not doing this at the airport.
That's true.
Pull-ups are hard, too. That's one of the hardest exercise activities, I think.
That's why you got to do them just in microbursts.
I don't know that I could do a single pull-up right now. I should try. We don't have a pull-up bar.
No,
Otherwise,
grab on
I'd do
that
it
bar
right
right
here.
there.
I'd do it right here, right now.
Grab on that bar that's holding all those lights out.
This would be an epic episode. The one where the ceiling crashes in on us.
The whole thing would come crashing
Wouldn't that be
down.
fun? That'd be fun.
Yeah, jump up on the desk and just pull down.
Sure.
They're bolted in.
That's a good
we
idea.
We could totally do this.
Sure.
Look at that. Yeah, they are bolted in. It'd come right down, though. You know that.
And then you hit your head on the ceiling.
It'd come right down.
They come right down.
Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures tweets, Jeffy is more of a microdose guy than a microburst guy.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That is a fact. And he freely and openly admits it.
Okay, so this next clip, is this the one with the national park?
It's National Park free days, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to have free days for national?
Well, we always have.
We already have several, but they're changing the calendar. But just the way they're spinning this is just.
I know.
I can't stand this. I can't stand it.
Trump administration announcing a revised list of free entry days to America's national parks. President Trump's birthday has been added to the list. Martin Luther King Day has been taken off. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House.
Okay.
Good morning,
Political
Rachel.
correspondent, tell us
George,
more.
good morning to you, and this is an overhaul of the calendar. The National Park Service this
Pause it
morning.
for a sec. And of course, we had to bring a black correspondent in.
Of course.
For the obvious racism that is now happening from National Park Free Days.
Remember, we're taking MLK Day off. I'm sorry, I thought you were supposed to be at a parade or doing community service, not going to a national park. But anyway, we're adding the dictator's birthday to the list of free entry days.
Yeah, I know. But another thing, I think, so we have the police or the firemen showing up at Zamboni's talks outside. Is it a must? Does Trump have a dictate that when CNN or ABC does a morning show hit, the garbage truck has got to back up? It's awesome. Every time.
Every time.
All right.
Morning to you, and this is an overhaul of the calendar. The National Park Service this morning making changes to which day Americans can enter national parks for free, now adding President Trump's birthday, which falls on Flag Day, and removing Martin Luther King Jr. Day and also Juneteenth. Other changes include adding 4th of July weekend, Constitution Day in September, and charging foreign visitors an entry fee.
Good.
The Department of Interior did not respond to our request for comment on why MLK Day and Juneteenth were removed. It is worth noting that MLK Day was listed as a free day of entry during President Trump's first term, and some Democrats are now criticizing the Trump administration over these changes, calling it foul.
Are they?
Yeah.
Let's look at those.
Everybody's up in arms now.
You see how she said that? President Trump's birthday, that's also Flag Day.
Yeah,
no, it's on Flag Day that is President Trump's birthday.
Right.
So here we go. These are the free.
So you got President's Day, Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day. So the 4th of July
weekend
wasn't on the list before? Because they said they added the 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is.
All of these days are like,
but that's a big weekend.
America
You want to kind of charge for that weekend, I would think. Make a little extra cash.
110th birthday of the National Park Service. Man, I never failed to celebrate that day, man.
Well, it's August.
Everybody knows it's August 25th.
Everybody knows.
Me? That's 8/25.
You already have that marked off on your calendar?
Every year, my friend. Constitution Day, Theodore Roosevelt's birthday. That's a weird one.
Well, that's why we have national parks.
And Veterans Day. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Okay, so we got
true.
8 days there. We took off 2.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to relax on the left on this.
Yeah.
It just and you know, when you go somewhere, like let's say you go to a hotel in Las Vegas or wherever, and you get charged a hotel tax because they just imagine it's out-of-towners. Well, that's why we're charging the foreigners, okay? Look, we get to go to the national parks for free.
Why not leave MLK Day and Juneteenth on there as well, though?
Well, then you got 10 days. And that's too many. That's just too many.
Because I told you you're supposed to do community service and you're supposed to be going to parades on those days.
Sure.
Okay.
Seriously, though, you could leave them.
Just leave
and then you wouldn't have this nonsense.
But it cost us, in addition to funding these parks with our tax dollars, we still have to pay when we go there or we pay for the passes. Are they saying they're charging the foreigners on these Yay America free days? Is that what she was saying?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Now that's funny.
But it says it should be.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Look, our country is
This is
independent.
free to
not yours.
Americans.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. But, of course, they've got another thing to accuse him of.
Just leave him. I mean, you know MLK Day and Juneteenth is going to create
but I thought
a stir.
MLK Day and Juneteenth were paid holidays, so you want more employees that are forced to show up to work on these free days when we're obviously going to attract more visitors?
I don't know. You can't win.
No.
I don't know.
You know, you can't win. I don't know. Is there a maximum amount of days, or could they just do as many days as they want?
mean,
they could all be free, right?
How dare you?
Honestly, Pat. I'm glad you said that. 365 days of the year should be free.
Free.
Aren't we funding you through our tax dollars to begin with?
And then you want us to pay extra on top of it.
Yes, because I buy a pass every year that I don't fully get to enjoy because I roll up on either a free day accidentally, or I just don't get as many trips in the calendar year that I thought I was going to get.
Yep.
So make them free.
Make them all free. 365 days a year, then nobody can whine and moan about it. 888-900-3393. There's more coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah. Got some tweets here. Hee-haw the Viking tweets. I'm so glad that I'm not the only person that's completely unable to focus on anything someone says when they say, at the end of the day, over and over and over. Or, you know, the other one that's really prevalent right now is, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what? Yes! I know what you're saying! You don't have to keep asking me! I do speak English!
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
In America these days,
you never know.
Flip a coin if they're speaking English.
You never know. From J.O., or is that J.D.? Anyway, pickleball at the airport? No thanks. I don't want the TSA to confiscate my paddles or examine or handle my pickleballs.
No, they'd be provided. That's the thing.
Would they?
Yeah, you don't have to bring them. Duh, this is being provided.
Right. Like, just you don't have to bring a pull-up bar.
Correct.
It's going to be there for you. Mm-hmm. From Grammy Tamara, the weather is better in June, Flag Day, than in January, MLK Day. Duh.
Oh,
okay. I'd rather visit a national park during June than January.
All right.
Okay. Right. But
go.
that doesn't explain Juneteenth.
No, it does not.
Does it? No. Hey, you know, I didn't realize this. There is a Charlie Kirk authored book that is, I think it's coming out today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
So I'll bet that's going to be a big seller.
Yeah, it just finished writing it. Within a month or so before he was assassinated.
I didn't even know that until today. I hadn't heard that there was one forthcoming, and now here it is. And speaking of Charlie, saw this interesting article from Andy Ngo on Charlie's assassination. He's trying to put to bed, I think, all of the nonsense that's going around on the internet about him. He says, there are no great mysteries surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Investigators identified and arrested a suspect within 48 hours, and the evidence released has consistently aligned with the accusations against Tyler Robinson. Authorities have provided videos, photos, interview summaries with family members, and what they say are recovered communications between Robinson and his trans lover. Robinson believed, like most Democrats and leftists, that Kirk spread transphobia and needed to be stopped. Yet factions on both the left and the right continue to pump out viral conspiracies and fabrications. Left-wing influencers immediately and falsely claimed that Robinson was a far-right MAGA supporter. Yep. They tried to shop that from the very minute it happened.
Yeah, sure did.
The lie spread so widely that some mainstream liberal outlets began reporting it as a possibility, despite the rifle cartridges showing the Antifa dog whistles. Yeah, they weren't even dog whistles. They were just slogans from Antifa. On the right, YouTube and social media personalities have spent months tugging at every supposed loose thread. A man in the bushes, men in maroon shirts, unrelated aircraft flight data, foreign operatives, and elaborate international plots. Not to mention trap doors in the stage, phone calls from the security people. It all is supposedly means something. The guy with his arms crossed had a gun in him. I mean, just the ridiculousness that spilled out is really a shame. And Andy says none of it has led anywhere. The result is wasted time and torment for Kirk's family. A growing number of people misled by those podcasters seem to think it's evidence of a criminal conspiracy cover-up that the FBI hasn't released new evidence in the Charlie Kirk assassination case for several months. Neither they nor the entertainers they follow understand how the U.S. criminal justice system works. Since Tyler Robinson's arrest on September 11th, the case has entered the pretrial phase. That means every piece of evidence gathered by the Utah Department of Public Safety, Utah Valley University Police, and the FBI must now be preserved for review by both prosecution and defense in anticipation of trial.
Correct.
The conspiracy theorists, podcasters also think there's evidence of a cover-up because of a Utah County judge issued a gag order. He did the right thing, actually, and then he explains that process. The one thing I would like to hear about is how does Utah Valley and the police there respond to the fact that they said they were going to cover the rooftops and they didn't?
Right.
Do you have anything to say about that? Why didn't you? How did that happen? Why would you let that happen? That's a darn shame.
It sure is.
Just sheer incompetence, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. At best.
At best. Yeah. I mean, that's the best outcome.
Yeah.
Right? So that one is really tragic, but a good article from Andy No. Then we've got self-driving cars in a traffic jam.
Yeah, this might be our future right here.
Okay.
Well, it's actually our present. This is in a neighborhood in San Francisco. You had three. What is it called, Jeffy? Is it Waymo?
Waymo.
Yeah, so you had three of them decided, yeah, you know what? We're going to just park it right here. So let's see.
A video from Saturday captured three Waymo self-driving cars frozen in an apparent standoff on a residential street in San Francisco. Waymo has said it is issuing a voluntary software recall in its self-driving vehicles after a series of close call incidents, including an illegal maneuver of passing a stopped school bus.
Oh, no. So we need a software update. That's going to be a problem.
It went around and it stopped on the other side. And it was...
It created a blockade.
A little bit of an issue.
On a hillside in
That's not
San
the first time
Francisco.
that's happened in San Francisco. They had a big lockdown with there was some sort of internet failure, and they just stopped.
They just stopped.
Boy, can you imagine hacking
just a giant rock in the
every
road?
Waymo at the same time, every self-driving car?
That's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a deadly problem. It's not going to happen. Yeah.
You're right.
Just make sure you got your
too much security.
Make sure you got your McAfee updated, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
It's like blockchain. There's no way to break into that. There's just no way to hack it. You can't do it. You can't do it.
And these companies that are having issues like Cloudflare and stuff, it's just because something got overheated. It's not. They're not being hacked.
They're not being hacked. There's no international hacking operation happening right now. That's silly.
It's stupid to think it.
Well, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. We'll be fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right.
And Waymo's not the only one that's out there, self-driving around the country.
That's what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, who else is out there self-driving?
A lot of companies now.
Tesla's
right? doing it. Yes, Tesla's doing it. And they're I just did the story the other day because they were opening up, maybe it was just Waymo, that they're opening up in other cities. But
Ford and GM are working on stuff.
Yes,
right?
they are.
Or they may already be out. Actually.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the other company now.
I can't believe we're at that point where we're allowing it already.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not exactly perfected.
Remember the big rigs? I mean, we sat here 5 years ago and watched the videos going,
Yes.
I don't think
I've
so.
seen
of course, I'd much rather, would you rather have a self-driving big rig on the highway or something driven by an illegal with no understanding of our signs or our laws?
Exactly.
Or have a license?
I know. But I've seen the big rigs, the self-driving here on our roads.
Here you go, Jeffy.
Now, I've not seen one on without a driver.
Okay. Here you go. You got Waymo, which is Alphabet, Cruz, which is GM, Tesla, Zoox.
And they're all going already?
Aurora, Beidou, Mobileye, and Neuro.
Zoox is Amazon.
And these
so is that 8?
Yeah.
But they're small. I mean, they're not.
Yeah, 8.
They're not. Waymo and Tesla are the biggest. And Zoox is Amazon. He's given that's free. They look silly too, but they're right now testing in Vegas, and it's free because they can't charge. But you can get them. They look kind of goofy.
Well, do you remember when this thing started? They had the sensors all over the outside of the vehicle, and it was completely obvious that they had sensors and cameras stationed all over the vehicle.
And that's how
you
I
don't
knew
have
that.
any of that anymore.
No, well, the semis do. And I haven't seen one in a while, but the last semi that I saw on the roads here still had the cameras all around. And
driverless?
There was a human in it, not driving.
Wow.
Monitoring.
I don't like it. I'm just not.
I mean, I'd rather have that than Jose. Keith's right.
Yeah, but is there a third alternative here? Do we have to go either illegals who don't speak English, driverless vehicles? Is there another option?
There is another option,
I don't know. An American citizen who speaks English could actually
that's been trained would actually do it.
We're doing a poll. We're doing a poll here.
That actually could be the way to go.
It's like that false choice, the false equivalency we used to be given on LGBTQ members adopting. Would you rather have a loving LGBTQ couple or an abusive heterosexual couple? Well, those are not the only alternatives. Okay? There could be a loving hetero couple. I don't know. Is that possible? I don't know. It's possible, I think.
Do you know how many children go left unadopted every year, Pat?
I don't know the exact number. Probably more like hundreds of thousands, I would bet. But that's not for lack of parents who want to adopt. There are tons of them who
we've made
would
the
adopt.
system very difficult to make
we
it
have.
happen.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right, so the D.C. chain of command.
Yeah, this is fun. So what's her name? Pamela Smith? Is that it? Is that what it says there? Yeah,
Pamela Smith.
So she's now stepping down, right, as the D.C. police chief. But she had this moment of fun back in August when she was at a press conference after Trump said, yeah, you know what? You guys can't handle D.C., so we're going to take over. And so someone asked her a question, and this was just hysterical.
What the chain of command is now?
You know what the chain of command is now?
What does that mean?
What does that
mean? Is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
She just said, I don't even know what that means. What does the phrase chain of command mean? I don't know. You're a police chief, so she's no more.
Wow.
Play it again.
Wait, she's no more?
She's gone.
Just because she wasn't aware of it.
Command is now?
You know what the chain of command is?
What does that mean? Well, is it Pam Bondi speaking to the mayor, speaking to you, or how does this work?
I'll get it.
What does that mean?
I'll get it.
But she stepped down on her own, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure she wasn't forced out.
She wants to spend more time with her family.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that what we're all
at the end of the
wanting to
day,
do? You know what I'm saying?
Promote to the level of incompetence right there.
Yep. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
That's fun. That is fun. By the way, did you just see that Florida has now labeled CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organizations?
More of this, please.
Wait, no, surely not.
Huh?
The unindicted co-conspirators from the 1993 World Trade Center bombing?
That's them.
A terrorist organization? How do you get your head around that?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
Where'd that come from? Out of the blue like that. Why does Florida have to take that step? Why? Didn't President Trump just designate them?
I thought so.
I thought we just had that story.
But we did here in Texas.
Right?
Right.
Was it Abbott?
did. And then I think
Not the unindicted co-conspirator care, though, right? He didn't.
They were part of it as well. Yeah,
wow.
they were part of it as well.
No, yeah, it's been a federal thing. Now you got Texas and Florida for good measure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So we're just doubling up on it.
I'm good.
Reinforcing it.
Speaking of Florida, I saw where since it's the holiday season, and everything should be about the holidays. I was sent a picture on social media that I learned something I was not aware of. Apparently, Florida.
Oh, I love this.
Florida cut 23 looks like the Grinch.
This is
when you
excellent.
turn it upside down.
Yes.
What?
Watch it.
Okay, here we go.
So cool.
You're a mean one, Mr.
Hey, wait for it.
See?
I mean, spitting him right at the hair and everything.
They're twins.
Everything.
Merry Christmas.
It's so good.
That's funny. Who did that?
I don't know.
That's good.
Me.
Whoever it is.
Jeff
that was
Fisher
good.
came
Yeah,
up
I
with
did
this.
it.
Yeah. YouTube.com/Pat Gray if you want to see this for yourself. This is so good. So good.
Also, I want to see Ketanji Brown Jackson on the president firing experts.
You don't see her. This is audio from the Supreme Court.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Which they don't allow cameras in there.
Correct.
So,
but she's great.
Oh.
Some issues, some matters, some areas should be handled in this way by nonpartisan experts. That Congress is saying that expertise matters with respect to aspects of the economy and transportation and the various independent agencies that we have. So having a president come in and fire all the scientists and the doctors and the economists and the PhDs and replacing them with loyalists and people who don't know anything is actually not in the best interest of the citizens of the United States. These issues should not be in presidential control.
Again, a false premise there. That's not what he's doing. He's not replacing them with people who don't know anything. Jeez, it's pathetic. I mean, you're a Supreme Court justice. Are you really going to deceive and mislead like that?
Yes.
That's garbage.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
Stop it.
Miss Brown Jackson. The people voted for Donald Trump. And they put their faith in him and his administration and who the people that he wants in these spaces.
Yes.
And that's how you got under the Supreme Court.
That right.
You're not qualified for that role.
It's what every president does.
Yes.
They hire people who are like-minded because they want people who will adhere to their agenda and carry their agenda forward. That's what they want to do.
The unelected people. That was the whole problem in the government as it is. Too many unelected bureaucrats running things.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we followed your experts during COVID, didn't we?
Yeah.
Boy, where did that get us as a nation? Come on.
This is the genius, by the way, who's not a biologist.
Right,
she can't tell you what a woman is.
Correct.
So she had more.
Anything is actually not in the best interest of the citizens of the United States. These issues should not be in presidential control.
Too bad.
So can you speak to me about the danger of allowing in these various areas the president to actually control the Transportation Board and potentially the Federal Reserve and all these other independent agencies? In these particular areas, we would like to have independence. We don't want the president controlling. I guess what I don't understand from your overarching argument is why that determination of Congress, which makes perfect sense given its duty to protect the people of the United States, why that is subjugated to a concern about the president not being able to control everything. I mean, I appreciate there's a conflict between the two, but one would think under our constitutional design, given the history of the monarchy and the concerns that the framers had about a president controlling
4 years.
everything,
He gets 4 years,
that
woman.
in the clash between those two, Congress's view that we should be able to have independence with respect to certain issues should take precedence.
She didn't care about this at all under Biden.
No.
And she had not one concern about it then. Not one.
Then Congress can make a law, Ketanji Brown Jackson, if you don't like that. And boy,
this is the case, the Trump v. Slaughter.
Yeah.
Which is, they're arguing about the statutory removal and the president's power for that. So.
And whether he can slaughter people or not.
Then you can settle this, Ketanji.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm actually for that, to be honest. But
but she says She says, I'm having a hard time understanding, or I don't understand. She says that so
all the time,
much.
Yeah, that's for sure.
At the end of the day,
she does.
She says it a lot, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Well, she sucks. And honestly, this is where education, as parents, I'm sorry if we're not your experts in the field of education and we didn't go to school learning how to teach children.
No kidding. I saw another clip
but boy,
from
you know
Michigan
what?
saying
At the
that
end
again.
of the day, we have more in common with what we want to see our children learn than what is actually in the education system and in the curriculum. Whatever, man.
Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust, okay? Because at the end of the day, when you're trying to sell your home or buy another one, or you're doing both because you're relocating, you want somebody who can really help you through that process, right? You want a realtor who knows what they're doing, who knows the marketplace, who knows what buyers are looking for, who knows where the good places to live are that suit your family needs, where the schools are and all of that.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. At the end of the day, I want you to understand that Real Estate Agents I Trust is where you can turn for that. Plus, it's a free service. You don't pay anything for it.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's very sweet. So we just get you together with a great realtor, and they take away a lot of the stress, help you get sold and into a new house if that's what you're looking for. So go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, George!
Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful building and loan!
Pat Gray Unleashed.
You want to feel good about America?
I do.
You want to feel good about America?
Sure.
All right. Well, you know that KISS, we talked about it several times, that they were in Kennedy Center's honors, and Trump inducted them into the New World Order of, hey, they're the greatest band ever. And they had the award ceremony, and they recorded, before the event, the KISS members. And they'll make you feel good about America.
Okay.
I'm the luckiest person that's ever walked the face of the planet. I wasn't born here. I'm a legal immigrant, because there is a difference. And the American dream, I have to tell you, is not only alive, but alive and well.
My family lived in 4 rooms, the 7 of us. Could I ever dream in my ever life that I'd be in the Oval Office shaking the president's hand is way far out of the spectrum of the rock and roll world of the Hall of Fame.
Have a work ethic. Don't look for a job. Love labor. The work ethic. And if you work harder than the guy next to you, you're going to go ahead. And you have to keep doing that and never give up. And you may get a free meal, which I'm hoping for.
It's a dream. I haven't slept in 3 nights. Finally, last night I put my head down. I slept 9 straight hours. I want to sleep with the medal tonight. I can't believe I'm wearing this. And we're a rock band. Whoever would think we were going to be here with the 5th band, I'm told, to get this award. Next to Led Zeppelin and the Eagles, so it's pretty cool.
Sadly, Ace Frehley, our original lead guitarist, didn't make it. It would have been a great honor, but his daughter Monique and his wife Jeanette are going to be here, and we're going to make sure that, and I spoke with President Trump, he confirmed there's going to be an empty chair beside us in memory of Ace.
Oh, that's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, he just barely died a month or 2 ago. Yeah. Did you know that Gene Simmons is from Haifa, Israel?
Yeah, he's talked about that before.
I know Gene Simmons called us evil and an enemy if we didn't want to get the vax. I remember that.
Did he really?
Yeah, we played it on the show. You want to revisit this real quick? Here we go.
You try to ruin Gene for me?
We're feeling good about America.
Beliefs, you are not allowed to infect anybody just because you think you've got rights that are delusional, of course. You don't have the right to go through a red light. Actually, the government has the right to tell you to stop. You have to put on a seatbelt.
That doesn't apply to my body,
can't smoke in a building. You can't smoke in the building. And that's not because they want to take away your rights. It's because the rest of us hate it.
That was the COVID hysteria.
That was.
There was a lot of people infected, not just with COVID, but COVID hysteria.
Yeah.
He was like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, And some of them regret it now. I don't know if Gene does, but that's too bad. That's too
I mean, that clip goes on and he says, he references us being
pretending
evil
that
and
didn't
enemy.
happen.
And
that was during the COVID hysteria.
Okay,
I'm pretending that didn't happen.
Yeah, me too.
Gene Simmons, good guy. So glad to see him honored there at the Kennedy Center.
Yes,
That was
thank
good
you.
stuff.
Well, he
Thank
is.
you.
As a rule, I mean, he's pretty conservative. As a rule, that was not conservatism. He was just spewing there.
It's
But
COVID hysteria. We've already.
yeah, it's COVID hysteria. Yeah. Chalk it up to that.
Yeah, November 11th, 2021.
Yeah, that was. I mean, COVID hysteria for sure.
I mean, Jeffy was infected with it so much
A
that he
little bit.
actually got the vax.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They scared you into submission.
A little bit.
Fortunately, you came to your
Easy
senses.
with how you word that.
Well, at the end of the day, though, apparently you got a good batch of it. So, because you're not dead, clearly. And you haven't had any ill effects from it, right?
I did not. No. Well,
you might have had ill effects?
No. That was some minor things, but nothing major. Yeah, nothing major.
All right. Well, we've solved all the problems we can for now, but we've got more that we'll take on coming up on Overtime. Join us then and back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.